the nightcap. Jan Blachowicz, the Polish power, is going to defend his belt against Glover Teixeira. What a fight. This might be the most competitive 205 fight we've had in a long time. I really do think that. Jan, 5 fight win streak to get to the belt and to defend the belt. Um, this guy is just lights out. He's coming at 6'2", with 78-inch reach in the light heavyweight division at 205. And Glover Teixeira having a late career resurgence, coming at 32-7, 5 fight win streak as well. The 42-year-old is coming at 6'2" with a 76-inch reach. Boy, this one I'm torn on. Dude, I don't know. I mean, I think both these guys are just phenomenal.
I don't know, man. I might be being a little bit disrespectful right now. I might be just completely undercrediting what Glover Teixeira has been able to do, but I'll give him Thiago Santos, good win. Lionheart, good win. Kudalaba, good win. But Corey Anderson, turned this dude into his punching bag for 3 rounds, and so did Alexander Gustafsson, and so did freaking Anthony Johnson. So did Rumble Johnson. I don't know. It's not about disrespect to Glover, I suppose, on my mind, so much as it is just deep respect for the Polish power from my perspective. This dude, as much as, at the time, a lot of people like to say, oh, he out wrestled Adesanya and he laid on him and he went to a decision. Yeah, but he was out striking Adesanya, which is a freaking crazy thing to think about. He beat Corey Anderson. He lost to him too, whatever, but knocked Corey Anderson flushed the fuck out, knocked out Dom Reyes, knocked out Luke Rockhold. I think Glover will get out of the first round. I do. But I think Blachowicz is a good wrestler. I think as long as he can, as long as Glover doesn't come in and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot, I think he could wear Blachowicz out. But I think being 42 years old, I think even with the adrenaline that this situation is going to bring, I think eventually somewhere early outside of the first round, Blachowicz hits him on the chin with the Polish power, and a la Luke Rockhold, he goes night-night.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you what you said with Blachowicz, but I go back and I watch that Thiago Santos fight versus Glover Teixeira, and I think to myself, damn, Thiago Santos hit Glover with everything that he had, and he wobbled him, and he didn't put him out. And that's where he got into trouble. He tried to rush him and put himself in a compromising position, and where he got knocked out via ground and pound TKO. But then I go back and I think the legendary Polish power. I don't really think that I've seen anybody just take Jan's shot and just be able to walk away, just even have a second to breathe. They go to sleep immediately. There's no wobbling. There's no out on his feet. It's out on the mat. So that's where I tend to think this is going to differ from the Thiago Santos fight. Also, I think Jan's wrestling is way better than Thiago Santos. I think Thiago Santos is fine on the ground too.
Look, I just think if you open that analogy, Jan Blachowicz is like this. Upward trajectory has only been getting better. Thiago Santos, even including the Johnny Walker fight, he won. But I just mean since John Jones, since those knee injuries, he's been flat.
I was about to say, I watched a Thiago Santos fight recently, pre-John Jones, where he tore both his ACLs, I believe, and he was a much different fighter, much different. I think he actually knocked out Jan.
He did, and that's that was my point, was that if him and Jan rematched right now, I don't think Thiago Santos would have a chance.
No, Thiago Santos was bouncing and moving around way better than he has since the John Jones fight, and I don't think he's the same fighter that he was at all. I think he had if he didn't bust up his knees in that first round against John, I think he might have won. But that's not the point. The point is that Jan's going to win this fight. I just don't want to see him on the ground on bottom position. I think that's where it gets into tricky and deep waters for him. especially with the prowess Glover Teixeira has on top. I mean, his ground and pound is phenomenal. It's not to take anything away from Glover. I mean, he beat the brakes off Anthony Smith, who he's seen not look bad in his recent fights, right? I mean,
Resurgence.
yeah, I mean, Glover Teixeira literally had this guy telling his corner, this dude is knocking my teeth out of my mouth. So he hits hard too, but doesn't really necessarily put the lights out like Jan. And we're about turning off the lights here, folks.
I absolutely agree. I think it would be foolish for Jan. And, we respect what Glover Teixeira can do on the mat. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, this guy is up there with the best of them. He understands positions and transitions and submissions about as good as anybody in the game. My whole point is that Jan, the past couple of times that I've seen him, has looked so good from the top position that, I don't know if he wants to take that wrestling out of his game. I don't think it's in his best interest to fear Glover being on his back. I think, like you said, Jan should be scared of being on his back. I think that's the only way that he loses this fight.
Yeah. I think this is a trap fight, especially for a title belt. I think a lot of people feel the same. But let's see what the odds makers have in store for us for this main event. All right, we have Glover Teixeira as a plus 270 dog. Jan Blachowicz come back at you at the minus 275 favorite. Once again, steep odds. I mean, if you're a Glover fan, you're liking those plus 270 odds. Once again, like I said at the last fight, go with your gut. I think this is more of a toss-up than it is a minus 275 favorite here.
Yeah, I don't know if I think it's, I guess, more of a toss-up, but I wouldn't call it a toss-up. I don't know, man. I just have a bad feeling about this one in terms of the Glover perspective.
I also think that one thing that's going into this is Jan does not get the respect that he needs at 205. And I think he's out to prove that. I think he can do it with this fight, especially the way people respect Glover Teixeira.
I think there's a lot of dangerous options for Jan Blachowicz. I'm not saying he's the invincible champion. If they throw him in there with Yuri Prochazka next, preemptively 6 months out, I'm probably taking Yuri Prochazka. I'm not saying that Jan is untouchable, but he's very good. And I don't think that Glover offers the challenges in the areas that Jan would struggle. I don't think he presents the matchup that's going to get it done. It's nothing to be against the guy personally. You see a guy still doing this at 42 years old. You obviously have to respect him, but Polish power, man, that's fucking serious shit.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at the odds, plus 115 for Blachowicz for TKO versus Teixeira, plus 700. I mean, that will tell you all that you need. And I'm going to go ahead and take that plus 115. Big balls in Cowtown style. Let's do this shit.
Agreed. Big balls in Cowtown. And I think Blachowicz gets it done in round 2. I think that's probably a wild bet. And I think I'm just throwing it out there. We like to piss with the lights off here at the Calf Kick Experience. Because guess what? Sometimes you actually get some in the bowl. And I think Jan Blachowicz wins in round 2 at plus 600 will be one of those times that I actually have something to flush.